The crypto market is getting nuts. Bitcoin, there's so much freaking news on it. I just made a video a couple hours ago. I have another video that's going live later today. And I just feel like I need to make another video because there's so much big stuff that's happening that's being announced right now. I need to cover it in a video. I also want to talk about a couple other smaller altcoins right at the beginning quickly, but then I want to get to Bitcoin because, again, the stuff that's being announced right now every day is just nuts. So if you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on that bell notification underneath the video. If you like this kind of content, if you like seeing multiple videos a day when there is news, hit subscribe because I'm going to keep on making these videos. I'm so freaking pumped up right now at this market. Some people get worried because Bitcoin's down a little bit. I don't care. Long term, this is a good time to be able to dollar cost average when you get little dips because you know where we're going in the end. Of course, not financial advice, but get ready because things are taking off. If you do want to leverage trade, I will say there's a link to Margex underneath the video. No KYC. They are a great place to trade. You can trade using all different types of collateral. Tether, Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDC, and you can trade Bitcoin, XRP, ETH, Dogecoin, Pepe, EOS, ADA, Solana, all these different kinds of cryptos. I just opened up a new trade recently. I think there's a good opportunity right now in the market. I think there's a pretty good chance that we move back up and hit this $38,000 mark and move past it. But of course, do your own research. This is a small portion of my portfolio, and I think of it as a way to really improve my technical analysis skills. Now, earlier today, before we get to the Bitcoin part, I talked about Kaspa. It's hitting new highs after new highs. I mean, freaking A. It's on a rampage. Kaspa, it was near 14 cents earlier today. It broke the top 30. It's now the 27th largest, and it's so close to just breaking the top 25. Soon, at this pace, it might break the top 20. And I didn't know exactly why I was moving up earlier today, but I wanted to bring attention to the fact that it is on a rampage, and it's because they are now being launched, at least the futures, Bitcoin futures will launch the USD MCAS perpetual contract. So still not like spot on Binance, but they are being listed in a way on Binance. So I want to bring some attention to that. Now, one other smaller crypto that I want to talk about, making a ton of partnerships. I'm actually going to come out with a full video on this. They're part of the Floki ecosystem. They're actually like little sisters because this TokenFi project is the rewards for now staking on Floki. Floki is like up 85% this month. They're actually building out a surprising amount of utility, like a lot more than I thought for a meme coin. They just partnered with CoinGecko, but they partnered with a lot of other companies too. So I'll do a full video on this, but TokenFi, if you haven't already checked it out, I would do that. Now, first big announcement, Vacaville, I think I'm saying that right, Vacaville firefighters are going to become the second union in the US to purchase and hold Bitcoin on their balance sheet. This is coming from Bitcoin Magazine, and I figured out where this is coming from. It's coming from a Twitter account called Proof of Workforce, and they give a lot of information on this type of stuff. Now, at first I was like, weren't there already some firefighters that did this? And there were. So if you go back, Houston firefighters, their pension fund, were making a Bitcoin and Ethereum purchase. This was a couple of years ago now, but this is obviously very different. We're talking about Houston versus Vacaville, which is in California. And then there's some other big news too. Santa Monica firefighters have just taken a deeper step into Bitcoin and are collectively whole coiners. Yes, you heard that right. And these are not the same areas. I need to make sure because I don't know California that well. But they're holding a full Bitcoin on the balance sheet. So their union is also holding Bitcoin. They're about 6 hours away from Vacaville. So there are multiple pension companies or pension funds that are holding Bitcoin now. And it's one of those things, like at first it happens slowly and then it happens faster and faster until everyone needs to do it, until it's thought of as irresponsible if you don't hold some Bitcoin. So I wanted to bring some attention to this because these are the kind of big companies or big funds that can make a huge difference. I mean, they hold billions of dollars in assets, tens of billions, hundreds of billions, and they're holding for the long term. So announcements like this do mean a lot to me, because when you start looking at pension funds and retirement accounts, that's where I think Bitcoin goes parabolic, because people are buying them, holding them for the long term. They're not moving around their assets very much. So things like this are huge to me. Another thing that's really big is Tether now wants to become a major Bitcoin miner. So they want to spend $500 million over the next 6 months in Bitcoin mining. Part of this is coming from a credit facility that they already have to another Bitcoin mining company that they acquired some shares in. But they want to become a major player. They say when it comes to expansions, building new substations and new sites, we are taking them extremely seriously. So they're not just doing stablecoins. They're also getting into mining. They also have just so much extra money. They're printing money. They made $3.2 billion in recently from excess cash, because they have $87 billion, and a lot of it is in treasury bills, and they're also just buying a ton of Bitcoin. They said that they're going to quarterly buy Bitcoin. So they are going to be one of the biggest holders out there of Bitcoin. They're going to be one of the biggest miners out there. They're printing money. And I think this is just beneficial to the space. Whenever you have someone that has deep liquidity, that really believes in Bitcoin and in crypto, that is good for the price. Now, of course, you don't want to have too much you don't want to rely too much on one specific company, but they have been a pretty good actor in the space recently. A lot of people were worried that they weren't fully backed, but they just printed so much money that they don't really have to do much, and the owners can make billions and billions of dollars. So that's pretty interesting as well. And then one last thing I want to cover: Vivek I always want to say Ramsey, wants to save the US dollar by backing it with Bitcoin. This is new as of today as well. He praised Bitcoin as a critical alternative to the US dollar and described how he would embrace the digital asset if elected in order to keep the Federal Reserve System accountable. We've had other presidential candidates like Robert Kennedy talked about backing the US dollar with Bitcoin, but this is a little bit different. He says, I think the existence of Bitcoin holds the dollar's feet to the fire to make sure that it can't be manipulated in a way that people don't just opt out and go in the other direction. Because if they do have the opt out, that's what actually keeps us on our toes. And so I love the idea. The alluring vision is why I was first drawn to it. Pretty interesting. And I've seen some people report this as he's talking about backing the US dollar with Bitcoin. He says he's announced that he hopes to peg the USD to it within a basket of commodities. So he's not talking about doing the same thing as Robert Kennedy, but I think it's beneficial to have another pro-Bitcoin presidential candidate. And we are seeing that all across the board. Governments are adopting Bitcoin, and they're trying to regulate it in I think a better fashion. So let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. Again, I just wanted to clear up that on Kaspa. I wanted to talk about TokenFi and then talk about some of the huge announcements for Bitcoin. Hit subscribe. There's a video that I'm really excited about coming out later today. I think you're going to love it. Thank you so much. Check out the links underneath the video to Margex. And if you want 15% off on Trezor, they're doing a bigger sale next week. But if you can't wait that long to get a Trezor cold storage wallet, there's a link that's 15% off underneath the video. And it's the highest that they give outside of this Black Friday sale, because I don't make anything from it. It's just straight to your pocket in discounts. I make no affiliate commission, because I said I'd rather just give people as much discount as I can than take some for myself. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.